Today is Yule log day. Well, it's not, but let's call it that. So traditionally, a real wooden log was brought into the home, decorated and burned during the festivities. Nowadays, we still decorate a Yule log, but they are usually made of chocolate and eaten instead. Sounds good to me? Let's do that. I'm going to show you how to make one of these delicious treats to share with your family and friends this Christmas. To make this one, you will need 6 eggs, 100 grams of caster sugar. Caster sugar is very similar to normal sugar, but it's more fine and so it dissolves quicker. 35 grams of cocoa powder and 35 grams of self-raising flour. Interesting fact, if you don't have any in the cupboard, you can just use plain flour if you add half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, then later on we'll decorate and fill it. So for the chocolate buttercream topping, you need 85 grams of softened butter, 175 grams of icing sugar and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 1 tablespoon of milk. I've got rather a lot here. The filling, you'll be pleased to hear, is just 300 ml of double cream and that's that. Oh, and you also need a little bit more icing sugar to sprinkle like snow and a few items to finish off your Yule log when you decorate. Before any of this, you need to make sure that your oven is preheated. Mine is already on and going. Make sure it's at 200 degrees, otherwise none of this is going to work. Next, we need to grease the tin with our greaseproof paper. Tear your greaseproof paper off to the size of the tin. And then we're going to need our butter and something to put it on with and make a nice mess all over the tin so that the greaseproof paper will stick. Make sure it's stuck down into the edges as well so we get nice corners. Okay, now we're ready to start making the sponge. You're going to need to crack your eggs into a bowl. Now, my mixing bowl is metal, but if you use a plastic one, fat molecules from the egg yolk will stick to the plastic. So we should effectively get a better result using metal. The egg whites have about 10% protein in 90% of water. So as we whip the eggs up, these protein molecules will be finding each other to form new bonds, which is why it looks different after. It changes state. Pop the eggs in and turn it on. And we're going to add the sugar slowly as we go. So we want to whisk them together until the mixture is pale in colour and light and frothy. Then we're going to sieve the flour and cocoa powder into one bowl and carefully fold it together using a spatula until the mixture is all combined. Sieve your mixture in, get rid of all the lumps. Okay, it should hopefully now be nice and smooth and light when we put it in. So now we're going to pour the mixture into our egg and sugar mix. In it goes. Lovely, and we're going to use our spoon to fold it in really nicely. Now we want to fold it so that we don't beat all of the air out that's gone into it. Keep going, it takes a while to fold it all in nicely. Fab, now it's ready for the tin. So I'm going to go and grab my tin from the oven. And pour the mixture in. We want to pour it so that it's evenly spread across. If you pour it nice and slowly and make sure that you cover as much of the base as you can while you're pouring it into all of the corners. It should spread nicely anyway, but this is where you can use your spatula to scrape out any last bits of delicious mixture. And if you like to lick the spoon, you can always do that. Fab. Okay, so this is the bit where we might need our spatula. Where have I put it? Here he is. Okay, our spatula knife to just make sure that it's nice and evenly spread, because once it's in the oven, it will start to set. Perfect. Now it's ready for the oven, but just make sure that you've got an adult who can help you because it will be hot. Okay, so it's in the middle of the preheated oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Don't open the oven door too early or you'll lose heat and the sponge might sink in the middle. So check it at about 8 minutes and leave it a couple of extras if needs be. You can always test it with a skewer to see if it comes out clean, and if it does, then you'll know that it's ready. It will be well risen and it will be firm to the touch, but it is a really light sponge, so it will still be quite soft. While the sponge cooks, I'm going to prepare another sheet of greaseproof paper and dust a layer of icing sugar all over it. Brilliant, and then we just need a bit of icing sugar. I'll steal it from my egg cup and we'll sprinkle it over there. Dust the sheet with icing sugar so that it doesn't stick when we're going to turn it out of the oven in a bit. Turn the cake out of the tin onto the greaseproof paper. So you need to do this carefully but quickly. Okay, let's give it a go. Lovely. Right. We need to ease the paper away from it and get the cake out onto the side. So the edges might not be perfect and it might get a little bit stuck to the greaseproof paper as we go through. You can always use an implement that you've got to hand to try and help hold it down as you ease the paper away. Like this. There we go. If you want to or need to, you can trim the edges to tidy it up. A pizza roller is quite handy for this. Let's give it a little trim. There we are, and it should come off quite nicely. Now that's done, we need to pop another sheet of greaseproof paper on top of the sponge so that we can loosely roll it up. Pop a piece on there. I'm going to move these out of the way because we no longer need them. And we're going to roll gently from one end, rolling it around the new piece of greaseproof paper. It's going to prep the sponge so that it gets used to being in this position, and when we come to fill it up again and fill it with cream, we'll be able to keep it in this round shape. There we go. Trying not to squeeze it too much with my hands. You might get a few cracks, but just keep going and it should hopefully settle. And there we go. We've rolled it up, so we've done it the short way, so we hopefully get a nice swirl through the middle, which will look delicious with our cream. Once you've done that, leave it alone to cool off, and it's time to make the buttercream for the top and the cream filling for the inside. Step 1, we're going to sieve the icing sugar and cocoa powder into a bowl. Let's do the cocoa powder first. They're going to be mixed together, so it doesn't matter which way round you do it. And again, if you have lumps, you can use your spoon to press them through. There's the icing sugar. Nice and festive, looks like snow. Okay, and that's all done. Now we're going to get the butter. Fun fact, did you know the more keratin cows eat, the more yellow their butter is? Anyway, it's a good source of vitamin A and it's high in fat, so we want to make sure the molecules can move around, so a little warmer at room temperature is better. So let's put the softened butter into another bowl, and using an electric whisk, we're going to mix in the cocoa and icing sugar mixture slowly but surely. So you can do a third of it, and then another third, and then add the milk, and then put the rest in. Let's get our whisk on. Now we need our tablespoon of milk. So I'm just using a kitchen spoon, so we'll need 2 of these. There we are. We'll bring it all back together again. Give it a good whisk up. And there we go, it's all done. We're going to pop it aside, ready to be our buttercream topping later. So now our buttercream's done, we're going to make the filling. This is literally just cream, so we want to mix it up to be thicker so it stays inside the yule log. Pour the double cream into a bowl and whisk it up until it's fluffy and firm. Be careful not to over whisk it though, or you'll get butter as it will split into butter and buttermilk. Okay, all good, that looks done. Take any excess off here. And let's check if the sponge has cooled. Yeah, it looks so. So we can gently uncurl it and take the paper off. What we're going to do is we're going to grab our whipped cream and spread it evenly across the sponge, ready to roll it up again. I'm going to use my spoon to get it on. And then I'm going to use my spatula knife to gently spread it across the cake. We want to try and get it evenly so that when we roll it, we get a nice cylinder shape. Okay, so now we've got our spatula. We're going to roll it out along. Yeah. Again, making sure that it's as even as possible as we go around. We don't want anyone to have a bite of yule log with no cream in. Looks like it's time to roll it up. So more tightly this time, but not too tight that the cream squeezes out. There we are. Just rolling up nicely. Make sure that it's going evenly along as you're doing it. Perfect. A nice juicy yule log. And we're going to use our plate to pop it on. And we can get rid of this. There we have our nice yule log. Now we just need to decorate the top. If you're able to pipe, then you can fill the piping bag and decorate the chocolate buttercream like that. But if you don't have a piping bag or you find piping a little bit tricky, like most of us, you can use the back of a large spoon to apply the buttercream and then run a fork over it to make the groove of the bark instead. And we want to cover the whole yule log in buttercream. So take your time, make sure that you do it piece by piece and that we can get it fairly evenly across the whole cake. The edges can be a little bit more tricky as well, so if you use both implements that you've got, your fork and your spoon, it should help you. Once you've got your buttercream frosting on, run the fork along the buttercream so that it looks like the tree bark. And then once all of that's on, you'll be able to dust it with icing sugar to look like snow or frost and decorate it with woodland animals or berries or a sprig of holly or whatever you want to finish it off. And there we have our festive yule log, ready to share with family and friends and right next to one that I made earlier. To download the recipe, click the link below and you'll find a whole bundle of great recipes, experiments and crafts to do for free from Santa's STEM workshop. Don't forget to share your creations with the hashtag #SantaLovesSTEM. And if you have eggs left over, head on over to our eggnog recipe to whip up a delicious treat in under 10 minutes. That's all from me, other than to say have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.